Today we're talking about the co-op games from 2002. But first, let's see what else was happening in 2002. Metroid Prime, Metroid Fusion, Sly Cooper, Kingdom Hearts, Star Fox Adventure, The Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker, Ratchet and Clank, Grand Theft Auto: Vice City, Mario Sunshine. Now let's talk about the co-op games. Time Crisis 3 came out in the arcade, and it's one of Namco's best light gun games, offering a refreshing break from traditional joystick-based arcade games. The game's narrative centers on super agents combating an invasion in a Mediterranean nation, providing context for the gameplay. While the story isn't groundbreaking, Time Crisis 3 introduces innovations to the rail-based shooter genre, such as a weapon switching system that seamlessly integrates with the gameplay and scripted events that create dynamic and thrilling action sequences. Although the game is relatively short, it compensates with high difficulty and replayability, making it enjoyable even during repeated plays. The two-player mode adds another layer of fun. Visually, Time Crisis 3 impresses with varied environments, stylized enemy designs, and huge explosion effects. Time Crisis 3 is a top-tier light gun game that successfully combines accessibility and depth while revitalizing the genre. Timesplitters 2, developed by Free Radical Design, stands out as an exceptional 3D first-person shooter with a compelling blend of solid single-player and outstanding multiplayer experiences. This game came out on the Xbox, PS2, and GameCube. While the game's story feels somewhat disjointed due to its diverse settings, it serves as a backdrop for engaging gameplay. The precise dual analog controls, 9 distinct levels spanning various time periods, and a mix of objectives reminiscent of classic FPS titles offer a satisfying single-player experience. The cooperative two-player mode adds depth to the gameplay, allowing players to work together on missions. The game's visuals are polished, focused on speed and fluidity, while its audio enhances the overall atmosphere with moody music and impactful sound effects. Overall, Timesplitters 2 is a benchmark for console first-person shooter games, combining versatility and replay value. Toejam and Earl 3: Mission to Earth, released exclusively for the Xbox in 2002, marks the return of the beloved extraterrestrial duo and introduces a new character, Letitia, in a funky, humorous adventure. The game retains the series' signature humor, heavily influenced by hip-hop culture. While it successfully captures the essence of the first game, it adapts it to a 3D action platformer and collectathon format, with 3 playable characters and both story and random modes. However, it suffers from some gameplay frustrations, including challenging enemies and repetitive tasks. Despite these issues, the game's humor, unique style, and cooperative play make it worth a try for fans of the series. Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2 for the Nintendo GameCube aim to address the platform's lack of RPGs and online games. This online RPG offers a vibrant world with real-time combat, character creation, and 3 classes. The battles are engaging with combo attacks and real-time strategy. However, the game faces challenges with the camera system, which can make it difficult to keep track of the action. Going back to this game, you're going to have a hard time trying to play this online, but luckily, the GameCube version has a 4-player split-screen option, which was exclusive to the platform, making it one of the best RPGs on the GameCube. Contra: Shattered Soldier is a challenging revival of the classic Contra series, deviating from the formula with a new weapon system and limited continues, catering to gamers seeking precision and pattern recognition in their gameplay. While it maintains the 2D side-scrolling style and nostalgic character designs, it presents a more cerebral and demanding experience. The variety in enemy and level design keeps the action engaging, complemented by a soundtrack blending metal and electronica. It's a recommended choice for shooter enthusiasts looking for a skill-intensive gaming experience. And compared to the other Contra releases that came shortly before this is definitely the best of the bunch. Demon Front, released in 2002 by Taiwan-based developer IGS, is a game that draws strong inspiration from SNK's Metal Slug series. In Demon Front, players can select from 4 characters and navigate through 6 levels, 2 of which are unlocked later in the game. The game's visuals resemble Metal Slug, but have a unique, somewhat offbeat quality, with cartoonish designs and brighter, more saturated colors. Gameplay mechanics are also similar to Metal Slug, though slightly faster paced, and each character has a unique flying pet that can unleash special attacks. These pets can also function as shields, but they have their own life bars. Demon Front features typical special weapons. This game came out exclusively in the arcades, and despite its unapologetic ripping off of Metal Slug, it's still a cooperative run-and-gun shooter that's absolutely worth giving a try. House of the Dead 3, an arcade light gun shooter, revolves around the pure joy of using a shotgun. The virtual shotgun, with its widespread, incredible power, and the satisfying sound, is a gaming delight. Every aspect of the game is tailored to the iconic weapon. The gameplay is built around it, challenging players to make every shot count as they face a variety of enemies and obstacles. The arcade version offers an immersive experience with its fast-paced action and responsive controls. While the game may seem short and lacks extras, it delivers engaging boss fights and branching paths. The visuals impress with their smooth frame rate and enemy design. House of the Dead 3 is another great addition to the House of the Dead franchise and a classic arcade gem. Hunter the Reckoning is a standout in the realm of 4-player dungeon crawlers, focusing on cooperative brawling fun. This came out on the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. Developed by High Voltage, this game, based on the White Wolf tabletop RPG, combines intense combat with dark humor, creating an addictive atmosphere. Set in the town of Ashcroft, you and up to 3 friends take on hordes of undead creatures, unleashed during a rave at an abandoned prison. Each of the 4 playable characters possess unique skills and weapons, requiring different strategies. The game offers an array of weapons, from chainsaws to rocket launchers. Experience is gained individually, adding a layer of complexity when switching characters. While Hunter's length is somewhat short, its non-stop action, auto-targeting, and cooperative play make it a must-try for fans of intense multiplayer games. The Legend of Zelda: Four Swords for the Game Boy Advance, bundled with A Link to the Past and later released as an anniversary edition for the 3DS. Four Swords marked the first multiplayer experience in the Zelda series. The game's plot is minimal, revolving around the 4 swords, with the story mainly serving as a backdrop for the multiplayer action. This is the game that was only on Game Boy Advance. We're not talking about Four Swords Adventures that came out a little bit later, and that required the Game Boy Advances to connect to the GameCube. This works more of like a mini game or like a tech demo, just to test out the concept. It is much more polished and complete experience in Four Swords Adventures. The gameplay is solid, but the puzzles are pretty simplified, and the difficulty is low. In order to play this game, you had to have 4 Game Boy Advances and 4 link cables. That barrier to entry definitely kept a lot of players from playing. Nintendo's Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland is a remake of Kirby's Adventure, first released in 1993 for the NES, and this one came out on the Game Boy Advance. The game retains its classic gameplay with Kirby, inhaling enemies and absorbing their ability. Kirby's mission is to help Dreamland's residents by recovering the stolen Rod of Dreams from King Dedede across 7 realms and 40 stages. While not as challenging as other games, Kirby offers variety through its array of enemy abilities, with at least 24 unique attacks. The game boasts improved graphics, enhanced music, and multiplayer for up to 4 players. Despite its simplicity and brevity, Kirby's versatility makes it an enjoyable experience, especially when played in 4-player co-op. But again, in order to do this, you'll need multiple Game Boy Advances and multiple copies of the game, as well as the link cable. This makes for a really solid co-op experience. So those are some of the co-op games from 2002. What are some games we missed? And if you enjoyed this video, check out our video from last week where we talked about the co-op games from 2001. Thank you for watching.